The Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under Commanding General Yahanna, Trinidad and Tobago. Our school is open. Call in all the 12 tribes. Join us in our classes Monday through Friday from 7 to 9 p.m. and Sabbath service on Saturday. We are located at LP number 1, Morris Street, Point 14, Trinidad and Tobago. Feel free to contact us at 868-479-8286 or please email us at ISUPK@gmail.com. Join us and experience that true brotherhood, sisterhood, that love, that compassion you have always been searching for. I.S.U.P.K, Trinidad and Tobago. Shalom.
Israel, which means shalom or peace to the black, Hispanic, Native Indian man, woman, and child. We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under Commander General Yahanna. Have been established or been around since 1969, teaching the truth about the Bible and the so-called black, Hispanic, Native Indian man, woman, and child are the people in the Bible, are the actual Jews, the Most High's chosen, our favorite people, the people and them that's supposed to run the planet, the people that knows how to run the planet right. You follow? And the only solution to really and truly the earth coming back to how it is, but we have not been attached to the culture. This culture was actually stripped from us. Right? It is important to understand. If you don't understand the way a society is supposed to work, nothing will change. So every effort that you make with voting and doing this and trying to join this one and trying to negotiate from a bottom, from a place that you don't have no no established nothing. So you don't have the ability to negotiate, to do anything, you follow? Because they're not operating from a place they're supposed to be in. Right, as the brothers mentioned earlier today. Right? We want to go to Lamentation because it's a serious program you need to understand. When weak men, right? When men that really and truly do not understand the wisdom in operating how the Lord said to operate, this is the condition that we see here. That's why you find that them pastors and religious leaders, the way call it, the pundit and them and the imams and them, right, would not be outspoken or say anything on your behalf, so-called black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, right, because they're not operating under that approach because they don't understand the wisdom in it. Men, you follow, that of so-called no regard, that don't have PhDs and all of that, and don't have no theological past because they're not operating under that foolish, right, weak and lying system that don't do nothing because we see in the food side today. Right. Every Christian church and all these Muslim mosques and all, the follow was really actually something that is work. We would have seen some type of proof or evidence of how exactly impactful it is, but it's not. It's actually doing the worst. It's actually doing the reverse. It's always bringing you back. We always on the back foot. We always suffering. We always putting up the jail. The numbers rising. As the brother was saying just now, we are not SOE and like the crime rates. Like it was. Give me Lamentations 2 and 4, Bob Gashasel.
The book of Lamentation, chapter 2 and verse 14. Thy prophets have seen vain and foolish things for thee.
The prophets, right? The leaders and them have seen vain, which means useless and foolish things. Because clapping and tambourine and all of that and saying all of these garbage and them does not affect nothing. They go in, they follow, and every Sunday they're going in the church and all of that, and nothing changing. Right. Yes. All of that, they follow just emotional hype. All of that is jokes. We just call it jokes. Because it's just a high. You feeling like you're doing something and nothing changing. Do the assessment. If you go and sit down and all you're singing and your so-called prayers and all of that, right? Not working and not changing nothing, well then you're a mad person then. You're not supposed to be in working away. You're supposed to be locked up in an asylum. Because you're doing craziness, that's what mad people do. Right. Doing the same thing, and then you're expecting something to be different. And on top of that, you're selling a lie like that's the truth. You look at we and saying, well, there. Now them fellas and them lying, them fellas and them and think that's Satan. And the works of Satan. When you measure what Commander General Yahanna doing, as opposed to your stinking solo preachers and them, you follow all of that they love. Right. It is a big difference, and they have plenty more resources. They have plenty more of all their ears and all their eyes and all their attention. Right? And they're not doing anything with it. They're actually making all their life worse. On top of that, they're not even going and go to the government and them and say, hey, you see them sources all they're trying to put in place and all of that? Now you can't do that. This is my congregation, this is my people from my area. They're not even saying that. And you feel, and I love, as my president said, I the love that only given me one on. I want that kind of love. Because now, brothers, you can't give me that, don't tell me that. We don't Babakasha. Is that 70 again, Babakasha?
Come on, can. The book of Lamentations, chapter 2 and verse 14. Thy prophets have seen vain and foolish things for thee, and they have not discovered thine iniquity, to turn away thy captivity, but have seen for the knee false burdens and cause of banishment.
Right, so if leaders and them, they're not saying, hey, you see what you're doing there, you had to stop, do that. You can't eat pork, you can't eat that shrimp, you can't eat that lobster, because look why. Here's why. Not because I feel, not because I don't want to offend the other race that is eat that. You want to do assessment and say, what is the outcome? What is the end result of me eating pork? What is the end result of me celebrating Christmas? Because I don't have no stores. Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, all the money sucking out their pocket. Every time you are trying to celebrate our birthday, which you know that is not black people culture. They're killing black people, black Hispanic people, and Native Indian people on them days. And sucking the pocket dry. How that making sense? And then you're watching me as a criminal. We wrong. They're sucking the pocket dry. We don't benefit from it. Somebody selling we a bold face land, we buying it there, paying extra on it. We paying a premium price for it. How foolish we could be again. That is what your leaders and them saying. That's what them doing there. Them laying, you know, nah, anything is anything. Bless on it. When the Bible actually saying word for word that, hey, they're talking about people. If you read 2:2, what the Bible saying, you say, no, that's not right. Blessed is the man that read, this time the scripture saying. You go read and you go actually get the chance to assess what's going on. You have been stripped from the ability to watch things and put some reasoning to it and say, hey, let me watch this and see if it really adding up by. What is that saying here? What is that hearing? What is that doing? This really adding up by? This making a difference by? We taking, is that something that black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man know to do? Because we just go every 5 years and try to vote somebody in to fix the problem, and they're doing the same things. You're not assessing what the people are doing. All the time, they didn't have a manifesto. But we shipping them, we the criminal, yeah. Yes, the shit that no guys. We're not going on hold back because we need to understand what time of the day it is. Black people, Hispanic people, Native Indian man, woman, and child, we have to get together. You understand? We have real work to do. Right, but we have to take the time and assess. You have the early reason and say, hey, for real enough. What really taking place for these people and them here? I know being government or some kind of thing, I know. But anyway, right there we do. Again, we have to take the time for real and assess what these people and them doing. That is what the Bible talking about, by? Someday we have a discussion with people and, hey, wait now. We decide they're telling me and they're preaching. That really and truly, that is what I'm saying, by? We don't, Babu Kisha?
Can. The book of Lamentations, chapter 2 and verse 15. All they that pass by, all that pass by, clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty?
So East Indian people, Chinese people, and white people, because we understand separate from the culture, which is ruling planet the way it's supposed to go, and have common sense and have understanding once we not, you understand, stripped away from everything like they do, the stinking robbers and thieves and liars they are, right? Once we do that and understand what's going on, right? They could never say here's a cockroach. They could never call you a pest. They could never put your areas no so-so. They cannot do that. But once they understand that you without understanding, because the scripture tells you get wisdom, get understanding. We don't have none. As our people in general, that is something that we need to understand. Hey, really and truly, boy, look at what's going on with them. Look, they calling me. How it is these people them could call me this, boy? When we do that to them, look at the kind of trouble I see in here. When even Trump and all that, when he go and attack Iran and nobody guesses, I still see the people them coming together. But how come I never see nobody coming together and say, by black people, by, hey, we're not taking this, by? We have 9 tribes here, Hispanic tribes. When last have I seen Nicaragua, Colombia, Brazil, Venezuela, everybody come together and say, by, we're not taking this, by? Mal, absolute craziness. When last I see that? All is my brothers with family, G. When last you see that? I never see that in my life. And look how much numbers we have. Look at the resources we have access to. And these leaders that I'm here, dumb as a rock, boy. Foolish. We had to take the time to really understand you got enough air. That's like, he's not enough enough. I take all that free cut ass. All that molestation I take from these rulers and them. I had to say, boy, I forget it. We forget politics because it's lies. Forget all these Christian pastors and imam and them. They're lying, boy. When I do the assessment, I see this foolishness by on the air, on the garbage, money dying out. The police them can shoot you in the corner easy. Chuck your hand on the corner, ain't making no difference. But I'm so resistant in America. Put your knee on my neck and stronger my brothers and them. And what we could do about it? That is what we need to understand. Hey, you see what we're doing right now? What I'm telling you right now is a pack of lie.
That's right.
Absolute destruction.
Nothing.
And who can tell me different? Which minister go and say, hey, religion with is all the talking there is garbage. If we do the assessment, if we do it on a chat, we do so on a, we don't know about it. Boom. Which is what they're doing? Politics, religion, all of that. What I.S.U.P.K doing according to the Bible? Let me see what going on. Let me do a measurement. That is what they don't want me to do. You understand? That is why they will push that drugs and guns in the committee. Here what? You're going to pull up a statistic. Here what it is. Let me get some information out here. Right? So I asked Google now. You know, big brother Google will know everything and look and monitor everything, right? They are real data. This is public knowledge, right? So I asked Google, I say, what percentage of shipping containers are searched globally? Here's the answer, right? It is estimated that less than 2% to 10% of roughly 500 million to 700 million and 750 million shipping containers that move across the globe each year are physically inspected. 90% of global trade is transported by container. 90% of global trade. Out of that large number that don't get inspected, all these companies and them that have the big name, they're not touching that. And guess what has come to that? Guess what has come to that? If it is just cocaine and marijuana alone, guess what? You see the brother we can't find, and the sister we can't find, the little children we can't find, them just come to there too. Yeah, let me run, man. Hey. Right? Right, so hey, all of that passing today unchecked. As we brothers, we sisters, we auntie them. Them, you follow this, just go and pack up in them containers too. And you're going to first dread. You're going and damage your own people. That worse than that. Because that's the star, that brother. Sometimes we have men that sleep with little boys. Them are to live to that after. How the hell you going to live to that? A sister, when she get taken into some house, you ship she from wherever she from to Cupita, Bogota. What do you call it? All in Peru, all in places, and when you strip she from there, and they push she down to skin up. How she going to live to that way? That's why it's important for me to come together, G. That's why that's important to take action. To understand what the ass going on. That's so important it is. Because they can skin you out, but your bamsy chicks just now. If you look sharp, get them catch you in that corner now. Because they don't care. You see this gun me down? You don't care? Right important to take action, G. Chingos. Important. When black people talking now, that absolute F-free. That fell lie about what? That is Hispanic people problems, and now we beef. It's now we problem. That's your pack of ass, boy. When Hispanic brothers watching and say, hey, why black people problem now we won by? They are a lie, G. They're separating all the soldiers, separating the forces. That is one of the worst things you can do to our people, by how you mash up a man's mind, so by. That's a disrespect, G. To not have you understanding at least how to think, by. When the day comes, G. Nah. I'm not taking that, by. Hey, we're not supposed to take that. What we look like? Hey, walk in, but let's just walk. Don't just do some tap. We're supposed to be taking free legs. So that way it is. Can't be on that, G.
Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The I.S.U.P.K. under commanding General Yahanna presents the Lord's 57th annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 57th annual Passover, April 4th, 2026 in Houston, Texas. All black Hispanics and Native Americans are commanded to observe the Lord's Passover. This will be the biggest Passover to date. You do not want to miss this. Fresh lamb, fresh wine, and bitter herbs as commanded by the Most High. Only $200 per person ages 17 and up. The biggest event of the year. There is only one Passover, and it's under Commanding General Yahanna. See you there, Israel. Shalom.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
Everyone west. Everyone west. Everyone west.
He parted the Red Sea, and an entire nation of Israel walked out of the slavery of slavery.
The I.S.U.P.K. presents the Lord's 57th Annual Passover, April 4th, 2026 in Houston, Texas. You do not want to miss this one, Israel. Shalom.